Good morning. London, 22 October, 2:43. Waiting for the London Open. I want to do a market recap of the price action from yesterday because it was quite remarkable and I had some idea of what was happening. So when that happens, we need to celebrate. I want to go through the London session and the AM session. But I'm checking out London, see if something clear appears. Bias is for short. The 4-hour candle closed strongly bearish. So I expected what just happened now because so there was this break and yeah. So I saw, well, there's a few things. First, the 4-hour candle I wanted to show you. But so here was this accumulation very close to a level of liquidity. Generally, is an indication that price won't reverse and go back up. And there's this in the phases of the ICT teachings, there's never a reversal from a consolidation. There's always an expansion. And in fact, we did the accumulation, manipulation, and then we took the level. When we took this level, there was this is 5 seconds, right? So actually 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. So when we came back, I didn't immediately think, oh my God, we're going to get this trend line. I wanted price to do its thing, and it came back down, reached 50%, tried to breach. So it's a sort of a double tap of this 70%, and off we go down. And the reason why I thought we would go down is here. If you look at the 2 a.m. close candle, which is this one, this candle, zoom in maybe, this candle, it closed with a body, right? It closed with a body, and that's a strong bearish indication that the next candle will continue. Now it took this level of liquidity, that was some retracement, and it makes sense that we will continue down. Now yesterday was a crazy back and forth day, and you know, we might go through what happened there, but this is what I was looking at. So we are at equilibrium of the previous day. That means price is around 50% of the previous day range. So you generally want to long in discount and short in premium. We are now in discount. So we're below 50%. You see this line that says PD 0.5. It's the previous day range. It's 50% of the previous day range. There is, though, a build up. So price, so whenever there's a trend line, it means orders, stop orders and buy orders. Stop orders, buy, in this case buy stops, are resting about here. We don't really need this market structure to see things like that right now. You can see that, let me see. Yeah, if you consider that this is a zone, we are now in this range. We took some liquidity, we had a reaction, we're now down. This is a sort of a double bottom after taking liquidity in a zone at 70%, almost the origin of a zone. If price wants to go up again, this is an area where it could happen. You look at it on 10 seconds. Do we have a flip? we did close above here, so there is a market structure. We came back to retest the very bottom, could not breach it twice. It's at 246. So if we put up, some candles like 15-minute candles, this candle closed, we're very bearish. So until we can flip on the 15 minutes some candles, the trend will probably stay bearish. There is this without looking at the lower time frames, this is really an indication the price will come a revisit here. So that 4-hour high of the 2 a.m. candle probably would be revisited, or at least some of these areas, maybe the midnight price. There is a reaction. It's 249. To consider longing this, I mean, you could. What would be the target if we would long this? Let's see how many points would be to the area responsible for breaking that structure. Imagine that we waited for retracement and we were cunning enough to enter here. All right, we could look for 10 points if we would enter here and then hold it until this. Well, there's actually even one more earlier, another swing that then broke this level. It's before 3 a.m. I try when I have the, let's say, control and the narrative is not 100% clear to me, I try to not enter any trades before 3 a.m. For us to return and confirm that the market structure has swapped, we'd like price to arrive. See this protected level, if we could close above it on a 15-minute basis or a 12-minute basis, that would give us a good indication that maybe price is changing its structure. Looks a little bit different on 12 minutes. Just let me pull some curtains. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So that entry that we mentioned that we could guarantee some 10 points. Maybe 10 points. Just tracking the size of the candles. I was considering adding to my, well, I did add to my indicator an information about the last zone and its size to give an indication about, you know, how much you can risk, how big should be your stops. To flip this would take, you know, a little bit of time to close above here or here. Maybe I like more the 15 in this case. We're now is doing a high resistance liquidity run. So what this tells me is that we are going to probably continue down. The ES has also done a double tap into an SNDR and is approaching also the responsible area for breaking to bearish again. We now did a tap and a double tap. This should be one single tap, right? There's something to adjust in my experimental feature marking SNDR's double taps. Okay, it would not surprise me if at 3 a.m. we can just continue to the downside. And just by looking at this is typically a trend line building so that we can continue the trend. So high resistance followed by low resistance. So look at here, high resistance, manipulation, and then strong move, reaction, high resistance, and then down. That will be, it won't make sense. Sometimes this accelerates and just bolts up. In general, I think the higher probability is that the move to the downside. We are very early into the new 4-hour candle, and we have to check the 1-hour candle, actually, the close. The 1-hour close will be interesting to see. So was quite a strong impulse. Then we had an indecisive candle, and now we're waiting for the close of this 1-hour candle. All right, as I said, generally high resistance liquidity runs are then followed by energetic moves. Well, there you go. So if we would have gone for a quick scalp of, as I said, well, we wouldn't have gotten 10, we would have gotten 9 points, 50% of that area, by the way, 50% of this zone, and then we could enter a short, possibly holding to here. So that would be 20 points, what, 15 points. 15 points short that we could take at 3 a.m. I'm sorry, I have to get a coffee. What we could do is just pause temporarily, and I come back with a coffee. Does not seem like a crazy. Doesn't seem like a crazy idea. Well, it's going to recap. Give you another opportunity to enter. I have to see what happens at 3 and how the 1-hour candle closes. If we close below here, I expect much lower prices fast. If we close below here, right, below the previous H1 close. Okay, I'll be back in a minute with coffee. I'm back, 3 a.m. That's the open candles. And stuff is pushing up. Okay. So we are going up for now. We're now violating this SNDR. Violating SNDR, as you see, it disappeared. It means it has been mitigated. Generally, violating SNDR will move price towards above 50% and towards the origin of the move. Well, we're still thinking. Tendentially, I would say we should keep going down. The 12 minutes or the 15 minutes has closed with some degree of bullishness. But as we anticipated, so we did sort of a double top in that SNDR area. I'll assure you. Don't ruin the mitigated areas. Then you see. Right, so we did a tap, double top, and probably we're going to go down. So this. Double tap, double tap, double tap, and move down. Makes sense to me. Where are we going? Well, theoretically we're going down here. Let's see. That is 10 points. With impetus from the open, it should be achievable. There is also something that we can look at, which is the apologies for the brightness. Okay, this is in a dark screen mode, so let's do it. So a friend of mine has been working very hard on a model based on the 2 to 3 hour candle and some statistics about retracements and expansions from this area. We still need 330 half an hour more price to see what's happening. So keep it in mind. Okay, now waiting for it to take a direction. We're now taking both sides, generating what's so-called dealing range. Came back, liquidated people that put their stop here, thinking we'd go long, came back down. It's also SBS in this internal zone, like this. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we did the thing, and we're pushing up. Okay, I didn't take any trades. This is nice. We know that there's a very nice and clean trend line up here, and if we get an impulse, a strong impulse, we might take those. Long term, I see at the close, so after 4 a.m., 4:35, we might see a push down, given how this 4-hour candle that I just told you about looks like now. And now we have a bullish momentum ongoing. So let me do this. Too many lines. So as I said before, after we breach the SNDR, tendentially price will try to get to 50%. Usually doesn't give any more resistance, and we go towards the origin. This 10 seconds will be a level that's protected, where market structure will change. And if you check it out, this is also the level that would invert the 15-minute candle, right? So let me see if I can change this so that you can see it better. The label, let's put it more visible. All right, so this would invert, this level would invert the 15-minute candle. Let's see if we take again the low, then it means we're with broaden information in this internal 10-second range. It means price is still accumulating, and seems to me still fairly high resistance, though, because it's the open, the markets are opening in London and Western Europe in general, the size of the candles is becoming bigger. So we have volatility injection, which we like. That's what we traders want. Even the 5 minutes, even the 5-minute candle needs to. 5-minute candle is here. Oh, yeah, so closing in 3 minutes above here is a good level. Like, let me check. So it's a good indication that we're flipping the narrative to bullish. So if we would close at 310, so at 310 we close above here, so 310, that's the deadline. If at 310 we close, we are above that, we might have an indication that there's an impulse to the upside. For now, there's been a rejection. So you see, we wicked it and we rejected. And it's a strong rejection, okay? Still seems high resistance to me, which means tendentially we should go down. But I'm not gonna enter any trades. Possibly we wait 330. So yes, it's still holding inside its SNDR. Let's check if there's any resemblance of SMT. So the divergence between ES ES is creating a flat line of levels that it does often. Complete horizontal line of levels. Okay, we're attacking the 5 minute. Okay, 1 minute, 1 second. Okay. Second attempt and second rejection. We have to see. We have 1.5 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds. It seems we're rejecting again. Also check the range of the 1 hour candle is not that huge. Okay, it's 30 points. Okay, 30-point range for the 1 hour candle. So we moved 30 points in 1 hour from one side to the next. We wicked twice this 5 minute close. And what generally happens, we arrive very close at the time where the candle closes. So check, check it. We have to be above at 10:09:59. Right, that's when the candle closes. And 20 seconds. 20 seconds now. Let's see if we can close above it. I can already predict it. It's gonna get like 1 tick below. Let's see. Oh, is he gonna do it? No, see, wicked again. And he did it. Oh, that's a very okay. Okay, we didn't do it, but okay, we broke out. So we got very, very close to it. So then it's allowed to push. Okay. Interesting. We have we now have a valid low, but it's dependent on the continuation here. Okay, so we have reverted also the 50-minute candle if we close this way. Okay, so the stuff I was telling you about, high resistance, dump, high resistance, dump. Then we did a flip here, actually, if you can see. And now it's yeah, broad information, last step, and go. I told you if we would breach this SNDR, there was a good chance that we would move at least to the origin of the move. And we got to the origin of the move. And there is some trend line liquidity. Okay. Closing above this level or with strength, or at least weaken it with strength, will counterfeit the fact that there was a body close to the downside and we had expected lower prices. We have to be here or go over this with quite some strength to offset the bearish momentum. So from the point of view of long-term bias, if for long-term I say the, let's say, 4-hour candles and stuff, we can't rule out the shorts yet. But from 1-minute market structure, we are now the origin. So we broke bearish, we came back and retested this huge SNDR, closed above it, tapped into the origin of this move, almost at midnight, which should happen. And then we see what we do next. We'll see what we do next. Maybe with this light you don't need my face, huh? Let me know in the comments. Okay, we are touching midnight. That makes sense to me. So our job is to anticipate where price is going to give a high probability reaction. A high probability reaction. So there's this is the move, the last move before breaking the structure. It hasn't been really tapped twice. So this is an area where we could see some reaction, and it is collecting a lot of orders. This trend line has stop buy stops all the way up here. So it's likely that we might get here and then decide what to do. And we can't long this. We should have, if we wanted to long this, we should have longed around this time. And always disappointing when there's 30 points, almost vertical move, and you miss it. All right. Okay, this makes sense to me. So in a way, after we rejected this and we breached that SNDR, basically at that time, this is a learning. At that time, we could have said, okay, market structure, or I say order flow, is now turned bullish. Yeah, and we could have waited for this sort of retracement to enter. Yeah, does make sense. So we're headed for the high of the 2 a.m. 4-hour candle, and we have to see the reaction around here. It's 3:15, so it's quite early in the London session, 9:15 my time. So it's perfectly possible that momentum is bearish. We're going to wick this and then go down. This is the wick. What I just drew is the wick of the 4-hour candle. That of course closes here. Do we really need it? Well, we can see the reaction to this. That's V-shaped reaction. There's an inversion on 10 seconds. Did we close below? Not yet. We did invert the 50-minute candle and 12-minute candle, so momentum is now swung in the lower time frames to bullish. We should only look for bullish opportunities. 30-minute recording, no trades. Okay, this inversion, we closed below, we came back. The valid 1 minute valid high is here at the SNDR, let's say. The last, it's just a single candle, let's say the order block before this break, it's below midnight. We came back and took a few of these levels. $3.18. I will let this play out because I don't see I could take a high probability setup on a long from here. So we have a tap into this SNDR, which is the parallel would be, well, on 10 seconds you can see it. There's nothing. I don't see a setup yet. There will be an SBS if we came here, I'll show you. Like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. This could be interesting. Would require price to come down here. It did do a double tap, according to him. It did 1 tap, 2 taps. I need to adjust the code so that price has to leave and then would be counted as a double tap afterwards. Right. Let's pause the video for now. I will reconnect and pause if there's anything. Thank you for watching. Talk to you in a bit. I forgot to come back up. We're in a long. And the long is to reach, the objective is to reach the high, 4-hour high. Here, 484. And I thought 330. Price as it completed what it wanted to do. I don't think so. So I expect, and that's why I entered the trade, that we will, I put a stop buy here with 11-point stop, and we targeting this high. Now what we can do is actually do a sell leave a couple of runners if things work out. So do a trade instead of buying 12 limit by 9. And move this to slightly higher target. So we take most of the position out if we get there. It's 326. I should have unpaused earlier, I'm sorry. So you remember 330s, there was a moment of huge injection of volatility. So at that time you can expect price to make a move, right? So that's the reason why at this juncture that's where you can make those binary decisions. Are we going up or down for a little bit? And it's possible that we go down, actually. Absolutely possible that we go down. But there's a lot of orders here. There's a lot of orders. So theory is the same. Price will tend to gravitate towards where the orders are. And there's a lot of buy stops above here. It's also the SNDR, so the area that started this move, there's a lot of accumulation here. So it does make sense that before deciding on the next move, whether it's up or down, we might push to 486. And the momentum of the half an hour close and the London Open clarification moment of 330, it's possible that it will give us an idea and push up. Sorry, so that's why I went long. We are 5 points in profit. It's always very sad if you have to. Does it make sense that price comes down here and then go up? I don't think that makes any more sense. So if price comes down here, probably this trade idea is counterfeit, and that will be probably a 200 loss. And if we get to the target, it will be 16 points in a contract, 300 something profit. This is one of my funded accounts that I am working towards next payout. And with 2 minutes, moves at 330 or 33 can be violent, not necessarily all the times, but they can be violent. So I expect to know relatively quickly if this is a win or a loss. It's a 16-point move. Maybe at 11 we're going to move to break even, so that we don't that one-to-one risk. We don't let the trade come back and stop us out. And sometimes that is our downfall. That is my downfall sometimes. $30. Is there anything we can see in the way price is moving? Let's see. We failed to create a 1 minute valid high. Also, this was the moment where price really decided if there was a reversal or not. And if you see, it's actually a double tap with levels of liquidity into the SNDR. So it turns out this trade made also logical sense from a point of view of market structure or an order flow. And it's 330. Sometimes move happen at 333. Let's see. keep in mind that the close, the 4-hour close was bullish, bearish, absolutely bearish. So nothing is 100%, and it's possible that we can't revert. Basically, would be reverting the 4-hour candle to reach here. I would say reversing, and that maybe it's not in the cards. Don't know. And down. Cannot do it. This is an SBS, by the way. You see it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will need to push energetically. Touch on midnight does make sense. Yeah. $322. Tap and go. Want to give it a bit of breathing room. Sometimes it's only fair. So ES has done that, and NQ is holding this week. So ES has done it, and it's tapping into the SNDR. It's how you say respective SNDR. 333. Okay. ES has broken this low, so there is at this moment SMT. Accumulation. We wicked above, failed to close above. Yeah, maybe this was our cue that market structure was reverting to the origin. And I see a possible potential flip. We took it. Now ES and NQ are in sync. No SMT anymore. All right, and this trade was a loss. Okay. Tap, double tap. From a point of view of the 10 seconds, there is a zone actually here, but it's at the edge, so you don't use these zones. If you want to use a zone, you have to use the one below. So I had drawn, if you remember. No, okay, we had a loss, almost full loss. No, I had drawn that the level of liquidity we were interested in was this one, and we might want to do an SBS at around here. Now, would we re-enter? Oh, we would. So I kept my stop, so that if I kept my stop, would have been a win. Well, that is always the case, huh? Otherwise, it's going to be 2 losses in a row. Let's count the points. Let's give it room. This shows you that when you set a stop that is a logical stop, you should not move it like I did. Like save a few dozens of dollars and take a loss instead of a win. Could also be that I am completely lunatic and we're not going to go up. But this is, we didn't take this level, right? So and that level doesn't make logical sense because the actual SNDR below the zone is here. So that would be a hint that we might go down some more. So I should aggressively move this trade to break even, and this is probably a second loss, is it? Interesting. We did create a 1 minute valid low. That means price gave a good indication that it wants to go back up. $338. That's the level that we expect. If the price were to continue bullish, we would expect that it would take 487, as we said. What was the level actually? Yeah, this is the equalizer level, right? So 484. And then if you wanted to continue high, the next objective would be Asia range high, this 496. But I would keep the target. Well, we have a loss now because of mismanagement, because actually my stop was below here. So if this is just a trade to recover the bad execution of before, and then we'll move on and look for something else. Yeah, eventually re-enter. Let's see. For now, we're just checking if we're right in our, let's say, assessment that price wants to reach the high of the previous 4-hour candle and basically change the market structure. So this wasn't the SBS. There is though something you can construct as an SBS, which is like it here. right, so oh, sorry. 1, 3, 4. Is there something? No, it's an internal one. Let's say internal one. Internal SBS. Internal SBS. Okay, we're moving up. 342. It's the close of the. This is the one that we had, by the way. So I was really unnecessary loss, to be honest. Very unnecessary. Okay, 6 points. At 11 points, I want to move to break even. Well, actually, after we take some liquidity, we have to protect ourselves because there might be a retracement. Let's do it now. So it's a 7 points. The entry was here as always, right? The entry was here. Okay, we're doing it. Let's say we take 100, 5, 10. Okay. Okay. We did take it. We did take it. Let me give me a second. Let me show the execution. All right. We recovered the loss and made the tiny profits. Well, that's good. I am very, 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 very upset with myself. I moved the stop and I shouldn't have moved it. So we had to enter twice to get break even. Perfect execution, huh? All right. Okay, at least I could show you a little bit of narrative and a trade idea that was failed once because of a misplaced stop, and then an execution that actually worked. This is just a 1.5 R, doesn't matter. No, we walked through it, walked through the analysis. We waited patiently for a good setup to happen. We took a trade. And this is 1 hour long already. So I will cut this session for now. It's possible that there might be more. Then eventually I will. Well, connect again. Thank you for watching. This was, in the end, as I anticipated. 18 points for now. We did take like around 15. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I would like to do a market recap from yesterday because yesterday was a very special day. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.